Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. I thought I'd do a live stream for those of you guys who need some help with any. So, some of you guys have been asking me a lot of questions about Arabic and how you guys can benefit from Arabic and how to learn Arabic the best way. So, I thought maybe I'll just do a little live stream here. So, for those of you guys who want some help. So, you need help with your homeworks. Yeah, you need to, like I told you guys, you need to learn how to use the dictionary. Start to use the dictionary more. Yeah, practice with the dictionary. Just brightness. A bit too bright. Yeah, so you guys need to practice with the dictionary. So get used to the dictionary, the videos I've made. What I'll do is next time in class, inshallah, I'll help you guys go through the Hansway dictionary as well. Yeah, so you guys need to practice going through the dictionary, learning how to find words as well. So basically, any word, all the words that you don't know, there should be a lot of words that you know anyway. But some of the words that you don't know, start looking for them. Work together. Maybe you work in groups even, and help each other. That's the quickest way you can do it. And don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Allahu Akbar. Yeah, the speed of light can be calculated. But origins. My homeworks are impossible. Astaghfirullah. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? Yeah, you just need to practice, man. Stop complaining on YouTube. What's the best way to memorize sarf? The best way to memorize sarf is to get yourself on those tasbih and just recite the gardan or whatever at least 50 times. You have to read it, fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata. Read it 50 times. So that's one time. 50 times read it. And if you do that, you will memorize. You'll see. It will work. Unless you got something really wrong with your memory. Yeah, it's going to work for you. So, that's how we used to do it. That's the only way of memorizing it. And then after a while, once you do it for about a few weeks or maybe a few months, after that, it just becomes second nature. Inshallah. Yeah, so don't worry about it. Just memorize, keep reading. The thing is, when people who they study, for example, like after they've done university or work or in their 30s, 40s, 50s, when they start studying, what happens is because they're not used to memorizing things and they like understanding things more, you can't do that in sarf. In subjects like sarf and Arabic grammar, nahu, you can't just memorize. You can't just understand. You have to memorize. Memorization is key. Okay. So salams, pyare, Allah. If one is learning tarkib in the early stages, how can one avoid getting stuck at concepts not covered? So, learning tarkib, when the teacher is teaching you tarkib, the teacher should try to only give you those tarkib which you've covered or the rules that you've covered. If they give you tarkibs and there's rules in there that you haven't covered, that might be a bit difficult for you. So, what I would say is, first of all, start off with the basic sentences, like small little hadith, like 2-word hadith, or maybe 3-word hadith. Start off with those and start to do that. And if you come across a concept that you haven't covered, just ignore it. Ignore the concept. But like I said to you, don't put yourself into difficulty. Sometimes what might happen is you want to do a tarkib of whole ayah of the Quran. And to do that tarkib of the whole ayah, there might be like 10 concepts you need to know before you can go into that. So don't get yourself stuck up inside of those rules. What you need to do is just focus on the rules that you know. So go through an ayah and say, okay, I know Mosul, I know Sila, I know Mosuf, I know Sifa, I know this. Just highlight it like that. So you don't have to do that the full whack tree kind of diagram for tarkib first time. Just do it slowly, bit by bit. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. I've started attending your Balagha Badi course. What is the best way to remember all the Balagha rules or terms in remembering them while going through Quran? So, you're welcome. And remember those as well. The best way balagha I would say is, Quran, just keep going through it. So the best way is just application. So every time you learn a balagha rule, okay, make a note of it in short. Like have like a maybe like a piece of paper. Yeah, say for example, say about this piece of paper. So what I do is like bend the paper in half, and then on one side I'll write down, let's say, a rule, and then I'll put it in short words. I'll summarize it in short words, and then I'll give it like a short example. And then the next rule I master, I'll write that. So then when you come into the Quran, try and apply. Say, okay, so if you're covering, let's say, mutabaqa, I don't know which is it. Are you doing the Badi'ah? So let's say, for example, you do mutabaqa. So then, okay, so look for examples in the Quran for mutabaqa only. Just go through the Quran just looking for mutabaqa. Then after that, you do tibaq, mutabaqa and tibaq. So every time in the Quran, just go through the Quran, and when you find an example of tibaq or mutabaqa, highlight it and explain how it is. And then let's say, for example, you're going to a jinas. So then what you do is you say, okay, now you got 3. So like that, increase. So you build up after you go along. That's what I do. So generally, I mean, one of my teachers, Sheikh Abul Farrah, when he used to teach Arabic grammar, that's how he used to teach it. So he would cover the whole of Arabic grammar, and then what he'd do is he'd start application. Then he would say, what do you know? Tell me everything you know about mubtada. Yeah, definitely. Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair, may Allah reward you. So balagha is something that I used to find very, very difficult. I was very confused, and the problem was because a lot of madrasa systems, they're quite old, right, and they're not really updating. So we were taught stuff like balagha through very advanced books, Mukhtasar al-Ma'ani, which is a very extremely advanced book. It's like studying at university level for someone who's in GCSE, which isn't appropriate. So alhamdulillah, with du'as of my teachers and with effort, alhamdulillah, I began to devise my own system. So that course it took me a long time to devise, but alhamdulillah, it's very beneficial, definitely. And the main thing is try and focus on the Quran. Inshallah, I'm working on some more courses on the Quran, and similar to balagha courses. Okay, how can I make my Arabic writing better? So Arabic writing, you need to practice writing. So there's 2 things you can do. Number 1 is, on YouTube, there's quite a lot of people who've done. I mean, I've done a little series, but I haven't done really focused on it. But there's some people who've done really good. So follow them, learn how to write. And the other thing is get yourself a book. So like get yourself a book that's written in nice Arabic, and try to copy every day 1 line. Slowly, take your time and just copy each word. Just write it down. Yeah, and like that you'll slowly improve. And then look at your errors, how you're diverging from the main text. So if you do that for a couple of months, you'll see your writing will improve dramatically. Okay, is it possible to know the meaning of a sentence without knowing the exact Arabic grammar? Yeah, it's possible. It actually is. You actually don't need much Arabic grammar to understand a sentence. I would say the whole of Arabic grammar, you probably only need maybe 30% of Arabic grammar to know the translation of a sentence. And that's the truth. Because as long as you know the meaning of the word, you don't need the grammar. There are certain words you'll come across in every sentence where you will need grammar. Otherwise, you'll make a big mistake. So that's why Arabic grammar is necessary. Yeah, Arabic grammar is extremely important because you don't want to make those 1 or 2 mistakes. Yeah, and when you want like for example, when I studied Arabic initially, I actually used to be able to read a book without even knowing much grammar. And then later on, I started focusing on the grammar. Okay, so next, and is it Anaya, Ashim? Do you know of an in-depth reference book that covers individual meaning of each letter? Covers individual meaning of each letter? I don't understand. You mean each word? There is. If you can explain more about your question, then I'll probably be able to help you. So, do you mean a dictionary that explains each word, or do you want something more deeper than a dictionary that explains the meaning of each letter, alif, ba, ta, in that sense? Okay, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, Jangir bhai. So Arabic Pocket Dictionary you would recommend. So I've actually made uh, a vlog, and I've answered your question in that vlog, inshallah. Okay, so right, deep in the dictionary, yes, there's a book which is called, one second, let me see if I can find it, and I'll try to, well, I've got it in my system, but I can't really upload books onto YouTube. So المعجم معجم الاشتقاق, it's called معجم الاشتقاق. Yeah. Do you know Arabic? Yeah, if you know Arabic, then that's excellent. You're welcome, Abu Hafs. You're welcome. Okay, so this is a book which is extremely good. Alright, and you just download it from there. Copy link. Oh, if you don't know Arabic, then it's going to be difficult. Yeah, this is an Arabic book. If you don't know Arabic, I don't know if anyone's done. I think if you look at Bayyina, they, I think, have got some website where they cover deep meanings of words. I forgot what it's called. Quran, words of the Quran, or something like that. Best Arabic literature book for an intermediate student. Arabic literature book for intermediate student, I would say, have you studied Qira'at al-Rashida? So the Nadawi series on Qasas al-Nabiyin and Qira'at al-Rashida. Yeah, Qira'at al-Rashida is excellent. It's a very, very good book. And then after that, if you finish that, you can move on to a book called the Mukhtarat. Yeah, Mukhtarat. Let me see if I can find. There's actually a website I would recommend to all students. There's a website which is, I think it's, let me just try and find it. Abu al-Hasan Nadawi. Abu al-Hasan Nadawi website. Books. Okay, so if you actually go to this website, alright, if you go to this website and the book section, go in the book section, and there's a whole list of authors of books, and you can go through them and check them out for yourself. There's some really, really good ones in there. Yeah, excellent for, and I think there should be something in England. People should have like a center where people focus on Arabic and improving Arabic and all that. Is there anything out there that covers the keywords, the most commonly used words in the Quran, so that we can grasp what's being said more quickly? I'm not sure if there is one that covers. I'm not sure. There possibly is. I haven't come across any, but there are like there's a. If you send me an email, I mean, I can't attach the link onto here, but if you send me an email, I can try and find for you. One second, let me see if I can find it. There was a guy, and he sent this to me, and I've checked through it. It's quite good. Yeah, I don't know if there's any major mistakes in there or not. So I usually send it out to the students. Let me have a check. See if you guys can find it. Okay, I think he's emailed it to me somewhere. So I'll have to check my email. Yeah, so if you email Dean at Gmail. If you email me, inshallah, and if I get a chance, I'll send it to you. You can check it out. Oops, sorry. Learning Dean at gmail.com, not .dean. Okay, that's the one. Second one. Yeah, ignore that first one. Let me just remove that, just so that people don't get confused. Okay, so send me email, inshallah. If I get a chance, I'll send you this kind of a dictionary of Quran. Okay, next. No, not Ibn Durayd's Mujib Istiqaq. This is actually from a recent scholar in Egypt. I think he's passed away now. Very recent. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Are there any books that help you understand Arabic and learn it further? Yeah, there are loads of books, but brother, you're gonna have to be more specific. Exactly, do you know Arabic from before? Have you studied any Arabic before? If you haven't studied any Arabic, my suggestion would be study some Arabic from someone. Yeah, study a bit of Arabic, learn a bit of Arabic, and then after that, start your journey in reading Arabic. There's lots of resources online. Yeah, loads of resources that you can get on YouTube. What is the best Balagha book for beginners? For beginners, you know, I'm in my course. Yeah, my course. I mean, I've put a lot of effort into but the thing is, you need to know a fair level of Arabic grammar to be able to understand Balagha. So I don't know how much you've studied before, but if you want like a beginner's book, in English, in Arabic, there's quite a few. Okay, what would you say is an effective way of picking up vocabulary? Reading a lot, trying to understand through context, or constantly using a dictionary every time you see a new word? It's different for different people. Personally, I like reading things. Yeah, I like reading things, highlighting words, and then collecting those words later on, looking them up. So that works for me. For some people, it might just be every word, just look at it there and then, and try and understand it. So it's all how you kind of find learning. I mean, Jazakallah khair, guys. Jazakallah khair for the du'as. So only 5 more minutes, then it's Maghrib time. So anything else you guys want to ask? Yes. Alhamdulillah, enjoy your company, your questions. Helps me think as well, helps me try and look for things as well. As for Balagha, I mean, I don't know if anyone's done anything in Balagha. Apart from like someone like Ustad Noman Ali Khan. I don't know if he focuses on that kind of in his talks on Balagha points. Anything else, guys? Anything interesting? Are you guys keeping up with my vlogs? Hidayat al-Nahu, I personally don't like it that much. Because it's quite the first of all, the language is quite difficult sometimes to understand. In there, he brings kind of technical terms which are a bit strange, and the other thing is that it's quite dense. The book is, yeah, and thirdly, he doesn't mention certain rules which other books mention. So it kind of, the student is thinking that he's covering all aspects of Nahu where he's not. So I'm not really too fond of that. I have taught it a few times, but I'm not too fond of it. Yeah, there are other books out there which I think are much better laid out, presented, and allow the student to be able to progress. Like An-Nahw al-Wadih, the second level, Athanawi. Yeah, so there's one beginner's level, Ibtidaiya. Nahumir is good. Yeah. Again, but it all depends. These kind of books require a teacher. They require a teacher to explain things which are not in the book sometimes. So Nahumir is extremely basic. Yeah, it's a very basic book. But it's a good book. But again, it doesn't cover all aspects. So these kind of books are taught in madrasas, and you have to remember they're like books that were put there maybe 100 years ago or so, and then they're kind of still being taught. And then there's new books that have come, but I don't know why they don't want to change them. What would you recommend with regards to Imla? Imla, you need to, what I would say is, go on YouTube, listen to a sheikh or listen to someone speaking clear Arabic and try and write down, pause it and try and write down what you heard. Yeah, and just go through it again. And do that every day, 5 minutes every day. And you'll improve a lot on your Imla. As a person who's quite new to Arabic, what's the most important part to concentrate on to begin with so that the foundation is sound? Okay, so are you studying spoken Arabic? Are you studying Arabic grammar? What are you studying exactly? So if I have an idea of what you're studying, I can help you. I can be more specific. So because sometimes when people study Arabic, first of all, a lot of people, they kind of don't know what they get themselves into. So they don't know if they want to study spoken Arabic. They don't know if they want to study modern Arabic. They don't know if they want to study classical Arabic or Quran Arabic. So it all depends, actually. It depends, guys. So I mean, I've studied all the different types of Arabic. So, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, Ibrahim. Is there a specific khat that is easier or quicker to use with regards to taking notes in dars? I prefer to use ruqa, khat ruqa. It's quick. It's quite fast because your pen can flow very easily. And naskh, I only use naskh like if I'm writing a heading or if it's just a small little paragraph I'm writing. Otherwise, I tend to use ruqa. So ruqa is the common. Normally, Arabs in the Arab world, they write generally in ruqa. Even a lot of the scholars as well. Okay, so I started Arabic grammar and doing tarkib of Quran. So you study Arabic. Okay, so if you study Arabic grammar, what you need to focus on is number one, you need to break down every sentence. So every sentence that you get, you need to be able to understand what every single rule it kind of compartmentalizes into. So for example, break it down into masculine and feminine. Break each word down into ism, fi'l, harf. Break each word down into ma'rif and nakira. Break each word down into... These are 6 things I always teach students. Yeah, 6 things of every sentence that all students need to focus on. So number 1 is any word that you get, is it ism, fi'l, or harf? Number 2, is it 1, 2, or 3? You know, wahid, tathniya, jama. Number 3, is it ma'rif and nakira? You know, definite, indefinite. Number 4, is it mu'arab, mabni? And number 5, have I missed one out? Mudhakkar, muannath, is it masculine, feminine? And number 6 is if it's marfu, mansub, majroor. Yeah, so you get those, and for every single word do that. So when you focus on these, what happens is that when you're studying Arabic grammar, you know what you're supposed to be looking for, you know what you're going to be doing with all the rules. So that's how I focus on tarkib, basically. Okay, what are your thoughts on معجم القواعد اللغة العربية في جداول ولوحات? I don't know, I haven't seen it. You'll have to show me it. If I see it, then I'll give you an idea of what I think, inshallah. Can you speak dialects? I can speak a few dialects. We used to have in our madrasa, different from Sudan, from Tunisia, from Saudi, from Emirates, from different countries. So I kind of picked up their different dialects. What do you think of the Quran Arabic course from Bayyin? I'm not sure if you've heard of this course. Quran Arabic course. No, I haven't heard of the Quran Arabic course. I've heard of the Husna, Arabic with Husna. And I've seen the resources for the, is it called the access course, Arabic access course. I've seen those. It's quite good, very good. Yeah, it's more kind of in tune with the Western way of teaching language, which is step by step, going through things with exercises and books. Okay, you did 9 units. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Okay, do you know a good method to learn balagha from basic or any books that you know or helpful people not familiar with balagha? I've done a course on balagha, which is you know, you can enroll on. It's pre-recorded. It's 2 courses, and that's, I mean, I focus purely on the Quran, so Arabic, but you have to know Arabic grammar beforehand for that. As for other books, there's loads of books out there. One of the easiest books that you can follow possibly is a Balagha al-Wadiha. But the only problem with these books is that these books focus a lot on what do you call it, like poetry. So a student doesn't know poetry and they find it extremely difficult, then applying the rule to it is just making things worse, really, I say. It's applying, so what did they say, it's adding salt to the wound. So it makes it more difficult. So this is why I designed the course purely on the Quran, just purely on the Quran. Okay, by the way, is there a difference in the ways Arabs do Arab as opposed to Ajam? Yeah. There is a way that generally the Arabs, they do like just go through it, each word. If you've seen some of the Arab al Quran dictionaries, how they do it, they'll just say, for example, Zayd Mubtada, Salih Khabar, Fi Jar, and they just go through like that. Whereas the Ajams, or in Indian subcontinent, the way they kind of do it is that they'll do what the Arabs done, but they'll add another layer, which is linking everything together and like kind of parceling it. Okay, that's Jazakallah khair, brother Imran. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Do you have your own notes when you teach reading Arabic? When I teach reading Arabic, I depends what you mean by reading Arabic. As in tajweed? Are you talking about tajweed, reading Arabic? How much is that course? Can you do the poetry course? The course you're gonna have to email. So email, someone should get back to you for that course, inshallah. Okay, guys, it's Maghrib time now, and I've got to go. So let me just answer these. Reading from books. So reading from books, you need to study Arabic from someone. Yeah, so you'll have to study a bit of Arabic from someone if you really want to be able to read Arabic from books. I have done Arabic with Husna. It's very concise, mashallah, but I feel that it's important to have a teacher to ask direct questions and to correct any mistakes. Yes, definitely. Having a teacher is extremely important. What's the difference between learning balagha from Quran and poetry? I know Arabic grammar, alhamdulillah. The thing with poetry is, because balagha has really been focused on the Quran. It was actually designed initially just to focus on the Quran, but it's been used in extension to poetry as well. So the problem with the poetry is a science in itself. So you have to study science of poetry, then after that study balagha if you really want to benefit. Generally they're the same. The whole point of balagha is for you to be able to see the beauty of the Arabic language, for non-Arabs. When is your book going to be released? My book is gonna, Allah knows best, before Day of Judgment, inshallah. Okay, so guys, Jazakumullah khair, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.